Let's talk about that moment. The one where all the usual advice, all the motivational posters, they just feel hollow. It's this quiet, confusing point that pretty much everyone gets to eventually.
And it usually starts right here. That internal fire you've always counted on to get stuff done, it just kind of sputters out. The push is gone and you're just left there, coasting.
And then, suddenly, the outside world stops helping too. All those inspirational quotes you've saved, the go-to videos you watch, they all start to feel like empty calories. They're just words, with no real weight behind them anymore.
And eventually it can lead to this, a deep, deep weariness, where even the act of hoping for something better just feels exhausting. It's not this big, dramatic breakdown, it's a quiet, very real burnout.
But here's the interesting part. This moment, it isn't a failure. Not at all. It's actually a turning point. This is when life kind of pulls you aside and quietly asks you to graduate from the easy answers and start accepting some really uncomfortable but totally transformative truths.
So our first stop on this journey is understanding the very thing that sets us up for that crash in the first place. Let's call it the motivation trap.
And here is the absolute core of the problem. See, we're all taught to chase motivation, but motivation is just a feeling. It's a roller coaster. It comes and it goes. Discipline, on the other hand, well, that's a system you build. It's like a bridge. It's there whether you feel like crossing it or not. And the real key is this: the days you don't feel like doing it, those are the days that actually define your future. That's when discipline has to kick in and take over.
Okay, so with discipline as our new tool, it's time to face some of those hard truths, starting with the ones about the world around us.
All right, let's just rip the Band-Aid off with this first one. It's a biggie. Life is not fair. It never has been, and it never, ever will be. There's no cosmic referee making sure we all have the same starting line or the same set of challenges. It just doesn't work that way.
I mean, some people start the race miles ahead and others start completely exhausted. And complaining about it, which, by the way, is totally understandable, it just drains the precious energy you need to run your own race. You see, life doesn't reward fairness, it rewards adaptation. The absolute second you can stop asking why me and start asking, okay, what now? That is the exact moment you take all of your power back.
Now, for the next hard truth, and I'll admit, this one can feel a little lonely at first. The truth is, no one is coming to save you. And at first, that idea that your life is 100% your responsibility, it can feel kind of cruel, right? But then, something amazing happens. It becomes freeing. Because when you truly stop waiting around for a rescue that isn't coming, you start building real, undeniable strength for yourself. You become your own hero.
And here's a social truth that can be really tough to swallow. Most people, they don't really care about you. But wait, hold on. This isn't nearly as cynical as it sounds.
It's not because they're mean, it's just human nature. They're busy with their own lives, their own fears, their own problems. They are the main character in their own story, just like you are in yours. And once you truly, deeply get that, you are set free. You can finally stop living for other people's approval, stop feeling like you have to explain yourself all the time, and just, finally, live honestly.
Okay, so we've looked outward at the world. Now it's time to pivot and look at the truths about the one thing we really can control, our own actions. This is a trap so many of us fall into. We confuse being busy with making progress. You can run yourself into the ground, be exhausted every single day, and still be stuck in the exact same spot a year later. Direction is infinitely more important than speed. Making one smart move is better than 10 frantic ones.
So how do you find that right direction? Well, here's the secret. Most of us have it completely backwards. We think we need to feel confident before we can take action. But the opposite is true. Confidence isn't a requirement for starting, it's a result of having started. Clarity doesn't come from thinking about it, it comes from doing it.
And this might just be the most practical truth of them all. Your big dreams are fantastic, but your future? It's being shaped right now by your small daily habits. Seriously. What you do every single day matters so much more than what you promise yourself you'll do someday. But making these changes, building these new habits, it's not free. There's a cost. So let's talk for a minute about the price of growth.
And this is probably the most painful price of all. As you grow and as you change, your relationships are going to be tested. And sometimes
you will outgrow people you love. And, just as tough, sometimes they'll outgrow you.
You know, not every friendship is built to last a lifetime. And trying to force an old connection that just doesn't fit anymore can actually keep you stuck in the past. Letting go doesn't make you a heartless person. It just means you're being honest with yourself and with them about who you are becoming.
So, after facing all of these tough truths, unfairness, self-reliance, painful goodbyes, where in the world does that leave us? Well, it leaves us at the most important part of the whole journey, creating your own meaning.
And this all brings us to the final and I think the most important truth. Meaning isn't something you just find one day, like a treasure hidden under a rock. It's something you build, brick by brick, every single day. You build it out of the responsibilities you choose to carry, the purpose you define for yourself, and the self-respect you earn through your own actions.
And this gives us a powerful new way to look at our struggles. If life feels heavy right now, if the weight of all these truths feels like a lot to handle, just consider this. Maybe life isn't punishing you. Maybe it's preparing you.
Which leaves us with one last question to take with us. What if all these hard, uncomfortable, inconvenient truths aren't actually obstacles meant to break you? What if instead they are invitations designed to wake you up?